So our next gold sponsor speech is from XM. XM is a leading international fintech company committed to shaping the future of online trading through innovative solutions. Speech title is Beyond the IDE, introducing AI tools in our development flow. And we'd like to welcome on stage XM's engineering manager, Filippos Karailanidis. Yeah. Filipe, welcome.
Welcome, Filippos.
The stage is yours.
Thank you, guys. Good pronunciation of the last name. Not everyone gets it on the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, thanks.
Even for Greek guys, it's difficult. So, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I really like the last talk, by the way. Really exciting stuff when you listen about cutting-edge research. So, my name is Filippos. I'm here to talk to you about today for AI tools, so something more on the daily side of things, not cutting edge, and how we in XM use these tools or start using these tools as they come out. So, a few things. Let me try and use the clicker. Awesome. So, who is XM? XM is a leading fintech company. We are essentially a forex broker, and we have offices in Cyprus, Greece, London, Dubai, Japan, and the States. We support over 30 languages with more than 10 million clients worldwide, and we have a big team. We are 1,400 plus employees, out of which half almost, and more, are IT, less than half, sorry. So what is the deal with AI tools and XM? So we started, as almost everyone, using Copilot first. GitHub Copilot was the first tool that we implemented in the company, and we started adopting it. Later, JetBrains AI came out, the AI assistant, and since we're a big JetBrains house with PHP Storm, IntelliJ, etc., we also started using it. And lately, we also integrated Amazon Q. This is very recent, and we'll still not have much data on this, but it's a very promising tool. This started in August last year, so we have been using these tools for more than a year. We started with just a few people using Copilot, and as JetBrains AI came out, we also implemented that, and later Amazon Q, like last month. This is not very important, just to let you know, and I personally found this very interesting. Most of the people are using the JetBrains tool. Some are using Copilot, and a lot of people still don't want or need to have an assistant. So even though we give them the opportunity, and they can have a license if they want, they're not so eager to adopt it. I even asked many people, and they said explicitly, I do not want this, which was very impressive for me, because I always wanted, I was the one to start this initiative in the company, bring these tools in, start using them. But yeah, still, not everyone is ready. So, who here uses one of these tools in their daily routine? Okay, so around half, more than half. So I will be brief. You probably know what these tools do. First thing, and what is the core, let's say, is the autocomplete. They have a very smart autocomplete that can fill whole blocks of text. And then we started introducing chat. So similar to how you would go to ChatGPT on a web interface, now inside your IDE, you have a specific interface that you can ask random generic questions. And even more specifically, you can ask questions with context. So if you select a piece of code, you cannot see it, but this is highlighted. If you select a piece of code, then you can ask questions about this specific piece of code. And we will see how you can take advantage of this moving forward. So we will cover use cases. This is a 10-minute talk, so I will try to be brief. Just give you some examples of how we use these tools that maybe you might not have thought of yet. We will cover code generation with context, code reviews, and finally some bigger picture stuff that are more generic tasks that I'm very excited about. Let's start. First, generate code, the bread and butter. I showed you this before. You just get some prompt, or you give a function name that describes what you want to do, and you get back the code that you want. Then you accept it or not, and you can edit it. Second, you can generate sample datasets. So if you are working on a new feature and you don't have any data yet, or you want to fill a test environment with data, this is a very good tool to use. You can just ask it to give you some realistic-looking data, given the data structure, and you can copy-paste or use it in the code immediately. Pipelines infrastructure. So since a lot of people in here are SRE-oriented, let's say, this can also help with that. So if a developer tries to write some pipeline code, maybe they're not as familiar, they don't know the syntax, this can help. So you can write your GitLab CIs, your GitHub actions, and this can also support in that case. Next, let's try using some context. Let's give the AI a piece of code and ask it to generate unit tests, for example. So this can be, even though it will not be 100% right, it will give you a good core to start, and then you can edit your unit test that way. Second, translate to another language. This can be something simple, from JavaScript to TypeScript, so you can have the added type safety, or maybe from JavaScript to Python, or something more extreme. Again, in all these cases, you need to check the things yourself. The results will not be always guaranteed. It's good to execute things if they run as you expect. But this is, again, a very nice place to give you a body, a fresh, let's say, to do the bulk of the work for you, so you can then refine it. Write documentation. Everyone likes writing documentation. I'm sorry to tell you, but now AI will do this. You will know how long you have to do this. You can even tell it to write in Markdown, so it's pretty and fancy for you. And this is another use case. And finally, here I have the debug. Out of the box, if you give it a piece of code, first of all, it might even find the bug. I have cases with very simple logic that it is able to understand what you're doing wrong. Even if it's not able to find the bug, it can still guide you and give you steps, thorough steps on how to debug this, what you might want to try, etc. Then, code review. This is a very big part, and it's not so often talked about when we discuss AI tools. Essentially, you can ask it to review your code quality in general, or maybe even more specific. Is it maintainable? Is it testable? Is it complex? And all of these things you can ask even before you submit for a code review. So this is not necessarily the person reviewing the code that's doing this. It's even the developer before they submit their code, their merge request, let's say. And typically, you would get some examples like, some results like this. A good thing with IDE integration is that now you can just click a button and you can apply those changes. You don't have to copy-paste or try to do this yourself. Now, let's go to the good stuff. Bigger picture. Now, tools like Copilot can understand your whole project. They have the context not of just one file that you're editing, but the project structure and multiple files. So you can ask it more general questions, like dependencies. Is my project outdated? And it can know and look, OK, this is a JavaScript project, so I need to go look to package.json, and then I need to look at the list and then tell them if they are outdated or not. Or maybe you want to rate it the general project structure. Is it maintainable? What do you think of the architecture? Is it a good way to structure my folders this way? This is also very useful. Finally, these two last slides are from Amazon Q. Before, I showed you a slide of our usage. Amazon Q was a very, very, very tiny sliver, and it was just one person, me, that has been reviewing this tool. So we don't have a lot of data, let's say, yet, but it looks very promising. First of all, it has an inbuilt function to do a Java version transformation. So you have a Java project from Java 8, and you want to move to 17, for example. It can do that for you. I haven't tried it to tell you the results, but I was impressed that it has a very specific function just for this. And finally, my favorite. You cannot see the slide very clearly because it's zoomed out. What I asked it to do was to add a feature. So I said, create a new entity with CRUD operations, for example. It knew to read the data, the project structure, to identify what files need to be added, identify what files need to be changed, write the code, and prepare a small merge request. I was very impressed by this, and I really like this thing. And the results were quite nice as well. It was not very much off. And again, with one click, you can accept this or maybe give some feedback. That was it. These were the use cases I want to share with you. Hopefully, you found something that you haven't thought of, or even one if you did not think about. I'm happy about today's talk. And now I will give some awards to the various AI tools that we use. First, Copilot gets the award for best autocomplete. Most of the time, it had the best content for the code that you wanted to add. Second award for JetBrains is the IDE integration. Because it's a JetBrains product, it makes sense that they have very good IDE integration. You don't only go to the chat, you can right-click. It has very nice context. And finally, Amazon Q has the best context awareness. It can understand your project, and it can tell you exactly what files you need to add or not. And I have 30 seconds to tell you a summary. In general, we are positive. We like these tools. You need to be careful with hallucinations, as I mentioned multiple times. Not everyone is ready, and not everyone embraced it. Mostly senior engineers are using it in our company because that's maybe who understands the value, I don't know. And there is very fast iteration by the vendors. When we started this a year ago, Chatbot did not exist. JetBrains AI did not exist. Amazon Q is a very recent, let's say, product offering. So all of this is very fast, and this slide and our presentation will be outdated next month. So I hope you enjoyed. That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. For any questions, you can reach out in the XM booth.
XM booth, yes.
Out in the open space. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Great speech.